Love playing with Felton because of the way he can throw the alley-oop. He makes it look easy, but believe me, it's not easy. Throwing a precise alley-oop is kind of an art form in this league. You got to put it right on the money and anticipate when that leaper is going to get to the spot.
Right. Art form is a good way to describe it. Felton makes it look so easy, but, you know, it really is a play that requires a very good understanding between teammates as well. And sometimes I think we just forget that communication that is so necessary. Free throw, good Butler.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
He's perfect from the line this time. And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. Really, it was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head. You go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
Here is Rose after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Rose passes to Noah, and stolen by Felton. Here's Shumpert. And Luol Deng pulls it down.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Butler with the ball. Now Anthony defending. On its way from Rose for two, and he hits the jump shot.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
On defense, Chicago. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Tom Thibodeau.
I asked him about the matchup problems created by a player like Andrea Bargnani, a 7-foot sharpshooter. He said he can give us problems, no doubt. It's tough to really bother that shot, and he can also put it on the deck and drive. We've got to just get into his body, try to make him a facilitator rather than a scorer. Kevin will see if they're successful.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Boozer after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Stolen by Bargnani. And a fast break now for New York. Outside, Felton lets the three fly. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Knicks on defense. It's a three-point game. Rose off the pick from Butler. Rose against Felton. Deng kicks to Rose. He dishes it to Noah. And he banks in the layup.
That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he'd been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Rose against Felton. Rose dishes to Deng. Chandler with the steal. Now here's Anthony, defended by Butler. Anthony, the pass to Felton. The feed to Bargnani. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Chandler, and he gets it to go. Chandler's got his third basket of the night right there. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A different look for New York. Amare Stoudemire is checked in for Chandler. Smith comes in for Bargnani. And it's Udrich in for Iman Shumpert. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing, doesn't it, Steve?
It sure does, and now it's to the point where they just feel unstoppable.
Now here is Smith, and it's Stoudemire with the jam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
And the Knicks making a change here. World Pieces checked in. Free throw good, Stoudemire.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first. Dishes it to Stoudemire. From the left block, the rebound by Gibson. And Clark, you said it, the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
Felton against Heinrich. Heinrich off a pick from Dunleavy. Heinrich outside. Pass to Rose. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Udrich. He's covered by Rose. And Udrich kicks to Felton. World Peace on the wing. Kept alive. There's the pass to Udrich. Back to Stoudemire. Second chance shot. Good. He hits the jump shot. Stoudemire's got 5 now.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Heinrich dishes to Gibson. And it's good.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
The Knicks leading by 6. Felton attacking. Stoudemire left side. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
With some arc, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Stoudemire. The Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Take 2 of Rose.
And he makes the first. The Bulls making a switch here. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's the Knicks up 7 from the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. In the middle, it's Anthony and Chandler. Amon Shumpert is out there with Udrich, and it's Smith in at the 3 slot. Smith off a pick from Shumpert. 6 to shoot, and it's Smith missing.
A bit of an odd year for Kirk Hinrich, who normally is a very efficient player, but started off last season shooting way below his career norms from the floor. Ran the team pretty well, but it was kind of strange to see him shoot so poorly.
Now Boozer, following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Bargnani is checked in for Smith. Bulls trail by 7. And going back to Hinrich, more of a jump shooter offensively. Sometimes that shot can come in, of course, as you know, go.
Yeah, he's not the scorer that he once was in his younger days, but the main attribute for Hinrich is his defense. Just an incredible defender, great footwork, fundamentals, anticipation, and much stronger than he looks. He can guard 1s and 2s.
You know, Mike Dunleavy, the former number 3 overall pick back in 2002, you know, he hasn't been a star, but boy, has he been steady and productive in a very long and solid NBA career.
The Bulls have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. The first one falls. And Dunleavy, very skilled at 6'9".
Yeah, he put up some pretty good numbers in Indiana for a while. He can pass, shoot, handle the ball. Son of a coach, of course, Mike Dunleavy Sr. And you can see where Dunleavy Jr. gets his understanding of the game.
Good on both.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
And Udrich kicks to Anthony. He feeds it to Chandler. Back to Anthony. Bargnani passes to Chandler. 5 to shoot. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, although Andrea Bargnani is a player that had seemed to have lost a lot of value around the league, the Knicks were actually eager to acquire him this offseason, despite the money remaining on his contract. And you can see the fit. A team that loves to spread the floor and shoot threes, he can certainly do that, and gives the team another versatile scorer to complement the brilliant Carmelo Anthony. Kevin, we'll see how it works out.
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. Here's Udrich after the made shot from Butler. Udrich dishes to Chandler. Good D by Boozer. Bulls trail by 3.
You know, for a long time, the Knicks were viewed as a young team on the rise, but when they added Rasheed Wallace last year, the average age went to 32, which was the oldest team in the league last season, and you saw it in their play. They were a group of veterans out there.
Now here's Hinrich. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Shot's good by Boozer.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
The Knicks shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. And for the Knicks, the veteran leadership helped them at times as they had to go through some very tough stretches, Steve, due to injury.
Yeah, they did go through some stretches, but they really did well to secure the division title and get that high seed going into the playoffs. They had a pretty decent run all in all, but this is a team that has higher aspirations than just getting to the conference semis.
Raymond Felton, who's checked in for New York. Butler goes in. Hinrich outside. Back to Butler. Passes to Boozer. Puts it up from 12. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Mike Woodson was giving to his team. He's looking for some old-fashioned offense right now. He wants the pick and roll to be the centerpiece of their game plan at that end of the floor. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Butler with the ball, now guarded by Shumpert. Boozer kicks to Butler. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. To stop the drought.
Oh, how about that basketball, fan?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Chicago with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. Here's Boozer. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Heinrich's got 4 assists now tonight. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Felton kicks to Bargnani. Chandler with the screen on Boozer. Bargnani passes to Chandler. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Well, they ran a nice play there, Kevin, to set up the easy dunk.
Yeah, he got help from his teammate and ran his man right straight into the pick.
Yep, and that's the offensive player's job.
That's
Run
right.
him into the screen.
And it was a great pick, too, Clark. I mean, he may have lowered his shoulder a little bit, but he got him pretty clean.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. A different look for New York. Stoudemire comes in for Chandler. And it's World Peace in for Bargnani. Rose goes in. Dang dishes to Rose. That's good. Rose has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second.
I think when you look at Derrick Rose, fellas, the most intimidating thing about him is his elite speed. But you also have to consider his size. He's well put together, about 6'3", maybe just a shade over 200 pounds. He is a handful when he's coming at you fast with that strong body and explosiveness.
Here's Rose after Amari Stoudemire's bucket. Butler kicks to Dang. Now the dish to Noah. Butler against Smith. And Clark, you mentioned the size of Derrick Rose. 6'3", not just a speedster, but the combination of quickness and power. I've always thought that, Steve. He goes in there, and he would be a very tough guy to try to stop when he's got a full head of steam.
Oh, no question.
Oh, wow.
He's coming at you with that burst and the strength. That's why he's so overpowering as a point guard.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
34 seconds left in the second quarter. Felton the pass to Smith. Anthony right side. Some nice passing by New York here. Back to Stoudemire, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
20 seconds left in the first half. Outside Rose. Butler on the wing. Back to Rose. Here's Gibson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Gibson's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Knicks lead by 3. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's been a great game out in Chicago. Thanks for joining us. At the midway point, the Knicks are grinding this one out. They've been having their way inside, a huge lead when it comes to points in the paint, making it very hard to defend against them. Amari Stoudemire's been going at it effortlessly against the Bulls. He has 11 points and not much to complain about with his shot selection either. A nice field goal percentage in the first half, and the Bulls going all out. They're scoring with confidence, shooting with an excellent percentage. Derrick Rose is making his presence felt early. No hiccups in his game so far. He's putting up points with ease. We'll see you next time as the second half is about to get underway in Chicago. So long, take care. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports at the Half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Amari Stoudemire having a dominant impact in this game.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all four quarters.
D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Dang and Boozer, they make up the forwards. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. Felton, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Felton's got the first basket of the third quarter for New York.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round one in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round two. You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a little back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. Then if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes." But guys, both Dang and Noah missed significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games of the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point.
They've worked to round out the roster, Doris. That should help those minutes stay down. He's off on the first. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time, and they had questions constantly being asked if he would return, but the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
You know, they missed him, though, Kevin, I mean, desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal Game 1 in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
Now here's Dang. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Lock at 6. Rose with the ball. And Bargnani picks him up defensively. Rose can't get that one to fall. Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things, and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
Here's Butler after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Dang kicks to Rose. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, last year, guys, I think it was in mid-February, Rose said that he wouldn't mind taking the whole year off. Usually you never hear stuff like that come out of a star's mouth, but his reasoning sounded sound. You have to listen to your body and take it from there. And everybody's a little different in how they respond, not only to an injury, but how they get ready to return and come back to the court.
The first free throw is good. Well, you go back to Rose and his recovery from that tough ACL tear. There was a fair amount of pressure on him to return in the playoffs, especially with other Bulls players themselves, Steve, battling through injuries.
Yeah, in fact, I was vocal about it, Kevin. I said that I thought he should come back, that he owed it to his teammates. But, you know, in the end, he had to feel right. He had to feel confident. And if that was not the case, then he made the right decision in holding off to play this year.
Guys, it was no secret that last season the Knicks were really a perimeter-oriented team. They had some solid inside players, but basically those inside guys were there to set screens and defend and rebound. It was up to Melo and the other perimeter guys to carry the offense. Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively, gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
The 17-footer. The Bulls keep it alive. Boozer kicks to Heinrich. Outside Rose, back to Heinrich. Another shot to the wing right side. Dunleavy dishes to Boozer. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Boozer's got 6. Well, Clark, back to what you said last year about the Knicks. Last in points in the paint, only about a third of their points inside. Very little around the basket, Steve. It became an issue at times.
Well, it was an interesting group, Kevin. So many shooters. But Carmelo really represented their only low post threat. Even Tyson Chandler and his baskets were mostly offensive putbacks. So it was almost small ball all season long, but it was very interesting to watch.
Here's Heinrich after the made shot from Shumpert. And good on the basket. Book it. And it's 8 points for Carlos Boozer. The Knicks with the lead. New York calls timeout.
You can't be the number 2 seed in the East by being mediocre on the road. I mean, the Knicks had a veteran group, and they all had the mental fortitude and experience to finish off games on the road last season.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kev. Mike Woodson had some words for his team over that last break. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Chandler. Coach has called on him to play a very big role at that end of the floor tonight, and as far as he's concerned, that hasn't quite taken shape yet. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Clark, as you said, the Knicks were one of the tougher teams on the road, and their road record was, you know what separated them, Steve, from the middle of the pack in the East.
Yeah, 23 road wins, second only to the Heat in the East. It was interesting, Kevin. They relied so heavily on threes that, you know, sometimes on the road they'd go cold, but they could also get hot in a hurry, and they were able to avoid a bad spell.
Here's Shumpert following the score by Luol Deng, and he gets the bucket. Shumpert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Heinrich passes to Dunleavy. Gibson inside. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Knicks. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Knicks.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
They've consistently drilled the mid-range jumper tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on us.
Outside Shumpert. World Peace on the wing. He's covered by Deng. Outside Felton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's World Peace. Misses off the left iron.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Now here's Rose. He's got 9. Three-pointer, Heinrich. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists now tonight.
And you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Outside jumper. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And he's got his first free throw of the game. That free throw, no good. The Knicks making a switch here. He hits the second from the line. Here's Rose. Outside Butler. He kicks it to Gibson. Back to Butler. Shoots. Phenomenal buzzer beater!
You gotta love seeing nothing but zeros on the clock when that ball tickles the twine.
Oh, man, a clutch shot.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. It's the Bulls. They lead by 3. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, we might as well call it the State Farm play of the game. This was just a marvelous piece of coordination between 2 teammates, completely in sync on the alley-oop.
Chicago leading by 3, and on the floor for New York here in the fourth. The guards, Ray Felton, J.R. Smith, Melo and Bargnani at the 3 and 4. And it's Chandler in at the 5, roaming the paint. And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul.
Oh, yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Boozer kicks it to Noah. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
I think he was surprised to see the pass coming his way, and he reacted a little late.
Knicks trail by 3. Felton dishes to Chandler. Here's Smith. And Felton is up top. He's covered by Rose. No coverage that time. Smith's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Knicks. And Chicago shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Rose kicks to Butler. Noah with a screen for Butler. Rejected by Bargnani. They recover it. And a fast break now for New York. Anthony leading the charge. Felton the pass to Smith. Smith off a pick from Chandler. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Boy, in a close game especially, those plays really hurt.
Chicago leading. Outside Butler. Left side Butler. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it to Boozer. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. They grab their own miss, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
First one falls for them.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go up the longer their perfection continues.
No good on the second free throw.
Missed a chance to put them up 3. That's going to affect how they set up on defense this trip now. Hey, people had no idea, guys, how the Bulls were going to do last season dealing with the Rose injury, but they showed very quickly that they're going to be a team in the hunt, and they were still going to be hard to beat at home.
Now, here is Bargnani. Smith kicks to Anthony. And that misses. That would have put him up.
That's flat out embarrassing.
Noah with a screen on Felton. And it's Rose penetrating. Takes the 13-footer. And there's Carlos Boozer on the assist by Rose. Rose has got 5 assists tonight. And back to the Bulls at the United Center that Clark was just mentioning. 24-17 here in this building a year ago. And even though, Steve, they didn't have a lot of high-flying highlights here, they knew how to close out games.
Well, they defend, and that's the main thing. If you want to finish and close out games, you have to be able to defend and rebound. And that's what Tom Thibodeau's teams are always all about, and this year is no exception.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
Now, here is Bargnani. And that one's good.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Chicago calls timeout.
Well, for Andrea Bargnani, only 35 games played last season, guys. Injuries and inconsistency have really plagued the former #1 overall pick of the 2006 draft.
The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Noah with a screen for Rose. Out to the wing. Fader on the way. They get it back. Rejected by Bargnani. And he recovers it.
I wasn't so sure he could get it turned around after that poor first half, but he's got it rolling here a little bit in the second.
Felton with the ball. Feeds it to Bargnani. They get a hand on it. 5 on the clock. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. Going back to Bargnani, Steve, how much do you think the pressure of living up to the #1 pick and not being labeled a bust weighs on him, from season to season, game to game?
Well, at this stage, I think that stuff should be in the past. It's all about just focusing on getting better. He's been in the league for 7 seasons. We know he can pick and pop and be a space format. The challenge for him is to round out his game and be better on the boards and defensively.
Anthony, count it, and the foul. They get Lou all day.
Boy, that was a pretty feed from Raymond Felton.
That's good from Anthony.
You can't say enough about his composure in big moments. He's as cool as they come, guys.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. And it's Rose penetrating. And that one's good by Noah. And the Bulls lead by 3.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Outside Anthony. Baseline try. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. The Knicks making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. 1:52 left here in the fourth quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He was intent on running the offense through Boozer. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
And thanks for that story, Doris. Now, here's Felton. Chandler's shot, good.
Beautiful dish down low.
Chicago calls timeout. They're up by 1. 1:36 left in the game. .132 left in the fourth quarter. Rose dishes to Butler. Back to Rose. Trying to find Boozer, and he does now. Fade away. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 14 points for Carlos Boozer. Big time bucket there, Clark.
And Kevin, the crowd is loving it.
Well, they know exactly how big that shot was.
Felton kicks to Bargnani. 1:07 left in the fourth. He dishes it to Carmelo. The jump hook. Count that one. Anthony's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Rose against Felton. 6 feet out. It falls!
Well, right now, it's really tough to stop Rose.
And what energy in connection with the crowd, guys. Wow.
He's trying to get his fans pumped up and just rallying them into action.
Well, he's a guy that knows how to get this building rocking, fellas, and he understands how much of a momentum booster the crowd can be.
On defense, the Knicks, following the score by Derrick Rose. Here's Boozer. Rose nails it.
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at them.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're losing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Bargnani with the 3. It's hauled in by Luol Deng. And so they foul intentionally. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 13. So just about 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. And that's an intentional foul. Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
He adds to their lead with a couple of solid free throws.
And here's Felton from the arc. The shot is off. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Carlos Boozer. And Carlos, a great night on the boards for you and the team. How does this type of performance solidify that aspect of this team's identity?
We know we're a good rebounding team, but when we're a great rebounding team, we can be anybody. And that was a focus for me, focus for everybody.
It was a great performance on the glass, Carlos. Great job. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Derrick Rose.